Hey everybody, it's Sonjdradeluxe. Can I go to hell? Yeah! Yeah. So today I wanted to do a step in between super natural and more dramatic. I feel like I've done the extreme of either one but not both, so I've kind of combined things I like for my dramatic makeup and things that I love for my natural makeup. I'm not wearing any foundation. I just want to really dewy glass skin, look like a young girl, you know. Little freckles, some lashes, no mascara on the bottom, you know. I'm just running through everything, but you're gonna see it in a second. Most exciting thing of all of it is that I used my Nudestix Summer Solstice kit. So the 4 products I chose and selected to give a kit for my birthday. Very excited about it. So this is a natural look. This is a natural look. I'm going to do a more dramatic look later, but I've been really into the more subtle, bronzy, sun-kissed, fresh looks. And if you want to see how to get the look, then please stay tuned. Okay, so today is actual launch day of the kit too. Still very big things. Before was the early access. I'm going to go in with the everyday Supergoop sunscreen, moisturizer, and massage that on all over my face. I love this. It's super hydrating and lightweight, but it also has SPF 40, which is amazing. I'm getting more into SPF lately, and it's become a really important part of my skincare. It should be for everybody, and I also like to put it on my neck. I'm going to go in with the Marc Jacobs Coconut Gel Drops. I copped these because the company is going to be no more, so it's half off, and I love it just by itself, so I'm definitely going to cop a few more. Everything Marc Jacobs is on sale right now at Sephora. And I love how this just adds a little bit of a tint, but also has that reflective bit in it that helps to blur the skin underneath. I'm going to blend that on my neck as well, but it just looks like beautiful, radiant skin. It's a little bit shiny just to wear by itself, so I'm going to be doing concealer next up. Now I've got the Beauty Blender concealer here, and I'm going to do 2 colors, one lighter and one a little bit darker. And I'm just going to put that in my T-zone as a sort of soft highlight. Not going right underneath my eyes, but just getting around my mouth. And then I'm going in with the darker shade, which I thought was going to be darker, but it wasn't anyways. And I'm doing it kind of in my contour areas. And this just gives like a really nice little fresh dewiness to the skin over top of the concealer, but I'm putting it in the center of my face, which is where we typically need most coverage, and then lightly blending it out. I'm starting with my lighter shade so I don't make the lighter shade darker, and I'm just pulling it out towards the edge of my face with a damp beauty blender, keeping it nice and light so it just blurs the skin, not totally taking away any of the natural color in my face, so leaving a little bit of the darkness right underneath my eye, doing the center of my forehead and then chin, keeping it nice and light as well. Then I'm going to flip over to the other side of the beauty blender, and I'm going to blend around my cheek, and I'm going to blend the darker areas and pull it outwards towards my hairline, and just keeping it nice and light, blending it in with the lighter concealer, and also going on top of my eyelids because my eyelids are a bit darker and veiny looking, so I'm just keeping it nice and friggity fresh, you feel me? So this is a great way to, to skip the foundation, and it's nice and light, so we're not mixing away too much of our SPF. Next, I'm going to comb my eyebrows up so that I can do a little bit of a fluffier brow, but still keep it nice and snatched, and just making sure they're combed all the way up. I actually put slits in my eyebrows, so that's why there's pieces missing. I only have 5 hairs anyway, so I wasn't too worried about it. Next, I'm going to take my Dip Down Fluid Line by MAC. This is nice because it's waterproof. It's actually an eyeliner, but I like it for my brows because I find it lasts all day and I just like the color. And I'm just going to do strokes in the same direction that we brushed our eyebrow hairs up. Kind of a step further than a laminated brow look and a little bit less natural, but just kind of filling in little gaps as I go. And lightly pushing over top of my brows to extend the brush strokes and pulling that end of my brow out because I don't have no hair there. We want to have a little bit of a fantasy, you know what I mean? And just kind of lining up where I want to have the tail end be. I'm leaving that area kind of empty and filling it in where I want the illusion of a brow to be, and just going in and darkening where I see any little gaps and leaving a few gaps so it looks kind of like hair strokes. Next up, I don't know why my head was so down, but I'm just opening up the slit a little bit by taking some concealer and putting a line through it, keeping it nice and sharp, and then I'm going to blend it out. I'm only going to sculpt the end of my brow and underneath just so I get a nice little lift. This is where a little bit of the drama comes in, but kind of keeping the hair-like texture on my brows and giving myself a little bit of an eyebrow highlight. And I'll just blend it all in with my finger. Next up, I'm going to get into the Freck Noir by Freck. And I'm going to start doing little frecklies. And I'm just going to do some steps. It's almost like henna. I've used this before lots of times. I love it. And I'm just doing little stamps to let it sit a little bit. And then I'm going to push it around with my finger. This will help to blend it and also give you different variation of size and darkness of your faux frecklies. And I'm going to blend it out onto my cheeks as well, just in the center, and tap it around my skin. And then just bolden up a few extra little frecklies to make it a little bit darker, but it really makes a difference when you press it into your skin. And this actually kind of stains your skin a little bit too, so it will last all day and even the next day until you give yourself a good face wash. Next up, I'm going to take a little bit of powder and I'm just going to set underneath my eyes very lightly, just anywhere that I can look a little bit oily or sweaty, and around the nose, chin, etc. Dust off the extra bits of powder. I'm going to go in with my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion to snatch the nose, and I'm just lightly swiping it down either side and underneath my nose and just around the tip to round it up a little bit, just for a subtle contour. And I'll also take that same color and just go into my crease as a further contouring, and I'm pulling it out in the same direction as my eyebrows. Then I'm just going to lightly dust it on my cheeks and somewhat into the hollows of my cheeks to have a soft contour, but we're mostly just getting that sun-kissed bronze look, doing the forehead, blending it all over and on the chin. Next up, we got my Summer Solstice collection with Nudestix. I'm going to go into the Bubbly Bebe. In my last video, I explained the products a little bit more, and I'm going to do that on the highest points of my cheeks. Last video, I did it in a more dramatic way, but this one I'm just kind of getting a soft sun-kissed look. And this is going to give you that glass skin vibe, and I put a little tiny bit above my Cupid's bow as well. I'm going to take the brush and just lightly dust it in and giving it a nice little wiggle to blur it out. And on the nose, sorry, my head was down, I did not realize, and just blending it in over my Cupid's bow as well. I'm going to very gently add a little bit more of the highlight because I'm obsessed with it, but for this, I want to kind of press it into my skin. I want more of the product to be visible, so I'm just tapping it in with my finger to kind of diffuse the edges rather than blending it in with the brush on the other side. I really want that glass look. And I'm going to take a little bit and just do it on my eyelids with my finger, using a small amount just for a little bit of a glossy look. Nice and easy peas. And slightly underneath my brow bone. And I put just a little bit more on the tip of my nose as well. Next up, I'm going to take the Rusty Rouge Nudies Bloom. And same thing, it has a brush on the other side. And I'm going to give myself a nice generous amount on the tops of my cheekbones. In my last video, I did it right underneath my eyes for a different look if you want to see it. And I'm also putting a tiny bit into the crease of my eye. I'm going to blend it out with the brush side in the crease just so it's not as sticky, because this is quite glassy on the skin. So I just want to buff it out. And then for my cheeks, I'm kind of gently massage it in and onto my temples a little bit for a nice soft wet look. But it just makes your skin look like delicious glass. And same thing on the other side, connecting the crease color, my temples and my cheeks all together. Next up, I'm going to take a touch and do a smallest amount ever on the tip of my nose and on the bridge of my nose, just so we look like we have a nice romantic flush to our skin. Next up, I'm going to take Desert Sun. This is the Magnetic Matte Eye Color. Going into my waterline. I don't know why I kept dipping out of frame so much. I'm really sorry about it. I hate watching people put stuff in their waterline anyways, so maybe this is a little treat, but I am just filling my waterline with that color. I love it because it's not super white and it really opens up your eyes. Next up, I'm going to take the One Size Beauty pencil and I'm just doing a little wing on the outer part of my eye, pulling it out into the blush just for a little bit of a wing. It's not a focus eyeliner, it's just to lift my eye shape a little bit. I like to pull it out with my finger, but this is super long wearing and it drags out really, really nice. And I'm gonna take the Nudestix brow gel. I love this stuff. This will keep your eyebrows standing up all day, like really intense hold, but it's not crispy or anything like that, just to keep our laminated brow look in place. And I'm gonna go in with the waterproof Nudestix mascara, another fave of mine. It's very natural, just putting on a tiny bit because I'm putting on falsies afterwards, swiggling it back and forth. And I like this waterproof mascara because it doesn't crumble off. It really does stay on and it doesn't get all flaky. Next up, I'm going to take these Rocales Beauty lashes. I'm gonna write the name in the description box. These are nice. They have a clear band, but they're long and not too dramatic. Usually I go for something a little bit more pizzazz. And I'm just gonna glue that to my lash line as close as I can, but it goes really well with that soft eyeliner look and getting rid of any of the little glue that I might have made a mess of. I always be fighting with my eyelashes. Same thing on the other side, and then giving a little pinchy pinch so that my lashes and the false lashes blend in. This is also good to do with wet mascara because it really seals in the false lash and your real lashes. I'm gonna go in with Hot Paprika, the plush lip paint. This is also really nice on the eyes as well, but I like to blur it over top of my lip line because it gives a really juicy, pouty lip look, and it just looks nice and sun-kissed and matte. Okay, so that completes the look. This is a little bit different for me. I love the glass skin glowy effect. I like that I've given my lips a nice flush and almost plumped them up by just buffing a soft color into them, and it matches the cheek color, and I'm glowy, and it's like, oh my gosh, is she a natural beauty or whatever. I did a little bit of makeup and some tricks, but this I think is a really nice look for summer. Super skin focused, super gorge. A makeup look that'll kind of work with the higher temperatures outside. You can be sweaty and it'll still look nice. Got you covered. A little bit of SPF. I'll have a little linky poop for this kit in my description box. If you want to copy some, it would mean the world to me because I'm very excited about it and it's for my birthday. So thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to share, subscribe, and follow. Love yourself, stay pretty, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Take care.